Awesome. Well, thank you so much all for being here. Thanks, Melissa, for the intro. Before I get started, want to let you know that there's going to be an interactive component. So if you're interested in entering a raffle for the keyboard on the screen, right now, if you could take a second to just send an email to that email on the screen, then you will immediately be entered into the raffle. And if the AI agent does its magic, then you might win. One person will win. Woo, awesome, thank you. And make sure to include the word raffle in your email. All right, so my name is Shreya. I am a developer advocate for Auth0 for startups. And today we're going to talk about building secure agentic AI applications. Can I get a hand raised for whoever is currently building an AI app right now or planning on building an AI app, maybe at a hackathon or something like that? Awesome, so I feel like this is going to be relevant for all of you. If you're not familiar with what Auth0 is, it is an authentication and authorization platform, which means that you can use it to help your users access your applications securely. And if you're building B2B apps, there's a lot of features for those as well. So there's a TLDR on the screen, and you can always come talk to us in the back as well. Now, when you are building all of these really cool agentic AI applications, I'm sure you're also thinking about what could possibly go wrong. And I'm sure you've seen online on social media that things are going wrong. There's a lot of security incidents, and you probably don't want your users running into those issues. And so this is an example of an incident that took place, went viral on Twitter earlier this week, where someone was working with their agent, and they basically just asked it to review their inbox and make suggestions for which emails to delete. Seems like a very simple ask. They did specify not to action on this task, just to let them know which ones to delete. And of course, this really powerful agent went ahead and got confused, deleted a bunch of their emails to the point that even after stopping it, it deleted all of their emails. And these are her personal emails, right? You don't want this happening, even if it's in a hackathon, to your users, to your judges that are probably gonna decide whether you win the hackathon, or if you're a startup, to your actual real-life customers that might even be paying you. So how do you prevent something like this from happening? You have to think about what's the cause, right? It could be prompt injection, it could be too much context, an AI agent could get confused. So you can't really put the onus of trying to figure out how to prevent this on the user, right? You as a developer have to put the guardrails in place to prevent these things from happening. So that's what we're going to talk about. How is Auth0 as a product going to help you prevent these types of issues? First and foremost, you want to make sure that when your users are using this application, the agent knows who the person is, right? If it doesn't know who the person is, then anyone can go ahead and access your agent, and that leads to a lot of issues. Second of all, you want to make sure that your agent can actually securely do things on the agent's behalf. Because if the agent doesn't have access to the user's Google Mail or Figma to create designs or any of these third-party APIs, then it's just a chatbot. It's no different than that, right? So do you want to spend hours and hours building all of these different API calls? Probably not. In that case, you can use something like Token Vault to make sure that your agent has access securely. Third of all, when it comes to these critical decisions, right, whether it's deleting emails, whether it's making really expensive purchases, you want to make sure that your agent asks the user for permission before it takes any of these actions. So that can look like a little notification that pops up on the user's screen throughout the course of their day. So they're not actively monitoring the agent. They just get notified like, hey, do you want me to make this purchase of a $200 shoe? And they can say approved or denied. And last but not least, if the agent has access to all of their data, how do you make sure it doesn't share that out with anyone that shouldn't have access? Or if they revoke that access with someone they've already shared it with, how do you make sure the agent doesn't continue to share that data with someone else? This can be really important, especially for B2B use cases. So we're going to try to do the demo now. All right, I love seeing how many emails we have in here. I'm going to go ahead and reload this. So this is our classic Assistant 0 agent, and you can ask it to do anything you want. But I'm going to show you right now, I'm logged in. The process of logging in goes through Auth0. So you can use Auth0 for the user to sign up. I'm going to use Google, because that's the fastest process for me. And now it has access to my Gmail. It has access to my Google Calendar, because I've given it that access earlier. And I'm going to say, do you know who I am? I hope you can read this. It knows who I am. So that's the first step, right? The agent can identify who it's speaking to and who it's not speaking to. The next thing I want to know is whether this agent can actually do anything on my behalf. So this is where the raffle comes in. I'm going to ask the agent to randomly pick an email that says raffle. Awesome. Is there a beep in this room? Oh, amazing, front row, congratulations. So if you want to head over to the booth afterwards, I'll get that to you. So that's simple tasks, right? Just reading through your emails. It doesn't have the ability to send emails on my behalf, so even if I tried to do that, it wouldn't really work out. Another really easy example is going into documentation. So if you are building an application in which users are saving documents, but then they want to be able to share them with other people or revoke that access, you can make sure that that is enabled within the app. And for the sake of time, I'm going to go ahead and end the demo over there and let you know that we are having a hackathon. So if you are building any type of AI agents and you want to use Auth0 and submit them to the hackathon, you can go ahead and check it out over there. And yeah, thank you so much.